huge win for the Bombers today. Your immediate thoughts on the contest?
Yeah, we had a few things we set ourselves some goals for at the end of the day, and most of the game we felt like we were in control. Probably felt at times there in that second quarter where they had that 3 or 4 goals in a row where we dropped our effort and intensity around the footy and just let some easy goals out the front of the stoppage and that sort of stuff, which to their credit that they kept that effort up and pressure going. Ultimately though, I guess the weight of numbers controlled the game, and we've got some really good forward entries and some dangerous forwards up there.
Yeah, your forward group was absolutely outstanding today. The pressure was excellent all day, and guys finished with some pretty good rewards. Whitford kicking 6, Whitford 7, McCulloch 6.
Yeah, so I think they set some records today for their forward pressure and pressure acts for the game. So we asked them and really challenged them about their pressure, and goals come off the back of that effort and that sort of stuff. And then obviously our midfield delivery at times and our forward patterns allowed our tools to get some really clean one-on-ones and some jump at the footy.
Yeah, obviously 19 weeks into the season though, everyone's playing a bit sore and teams aren't playing as well as they might have hoped. You guys must be stoked to be playing so well at this stage of the season, even if it isn't the toughest test you'll face this year.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a challenge with the draw this year in terms of obviously UTAS was going to be out of action for this second half of the year, so we're going to travel a lot. So our preparation and planning's always been around that last 3-4 weeks of the year where we were going to travel significantly. We're lucky at the moment with injuries going forward. We've still got some quality players to come back in. Brad today, he's trained all week, probably could have played, but we thought, that extra cautious approach with him, with the bye this week, he'll play against Lauderdale. Obviously Couch is away at the moment, so he's should be returning for Lauderdale in a couple of weeks' time. Pretty healthy list. Obviously Fooney at the moment with his neck injury gets scanned this week. We're hoping for the best for him. Touchwood all goes to plan, but other than that, we've really tried to balance the year, and knowing that at least 3 weeks the travel's going to be hard. We've got a bye in between there, and obviously looks like we'll finish on top. So just our planning around making sure that the boys are fresh is forefront in their mind.
Yeah, on that second quarter specifically, I guess after the first quarter where you had your way with them, they came out and really surprised you. They were hard in the contest. Do you think that caught you off guard a bit, or obviously it was only one quarter, so it's not the end of the world?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks in a row now where we've had that lapse. Of about 4 or 5 minutes in the game. Last week they kicked 3 or 4 goals. Today they kicked 3 or 4 goals. It's just not the standard we want to set. We're disappointed, particularly our mids just weren't working hard enough, didn't transition hard enough. We let some really easy stoppages out. Let some easy ball out of the stoppage. They got some clean entries. And our defenders really just probably weren't quite in that game. Just that mental lapse that we really got to iron out, and we've got to set those standards and be really hard on ourselves so that doesn't happen for patches in games. And when they had that momentum, we didn't go to our mechanisms to get the tempo back, and we sort of floundered our way through there for that small patch.
Yeah, looking at the last few weeks of the season, obviously you said you've got the bye, but after that, you'll be playing a side that you might see a bit further down the line in Lauderdale.
Yeah, it's this week obviously a bye, it's a chance to freshen up. We'll train Saturday as a group and really work on some of the things that we're trying to implement come the final series. Lauderdale, thereabouts, they'll need to win to set up their final series. It's a really good challenge, small grounds, great atmosphere. It's one of those things there where we embrace those challenges. Going to finals, it's that sharpening up now, making sure that we're setting the standards that we want to set in preparation for that final series.
Yeah, obviously the scoreline blew a bit out in that second half, but your thoughts on the contest as a whole?
Except for 10 minutes, they dominated the whole game. I think it was 18 goals to 1 in the second half. So, it was disappointing that it blew out so much, but it probably just shows the difference in class between us and them right at the present moment.
Yeah. Did you feel like the group gave 100% today?
I'd say at times majority did. There's still guys that just have a lot of work to do to be good players at this level. So, as I said during the week, we had a really tough week, but it was only one tough week of the standards that they set that we want to make sure they follow through. So our aim as a coaching group is to make sure those standards are consistent. And obviously now we get training is videoed, so there's no hiding now. So we'll continue to do that because we want the club to get good again. And obviously we're a long way off it, but if you look through the history of the TSL, it can change really quickly if you have the right things in place.
Yeah, this week you guys did make quite a few changes to the team. You brought in I guess you had a more mature team this week. Did you feel like that helped?
In patches it did, but obviously you've been beaten by 160 points. It didn't help us too much. But yeah, I mean, each week we think we prepare well as a coaching group. We go through the match-ups and work out guys in the opposition that we identify as being good players and you try and stop. And I thought today Nick Lee did quite a good job on Walsh, but then Whitford gets off the leash and kicks multiple goals and brings his own footy. So you stop one, the other one gets off the leash. So they've just got a lot of depth, haven't they?
Yeah, you did match them for long stretches at the coalface, though. You must have been pleased with how your inside mids, especially some of those younger guys.
Yeah, I think the 26 tackles in the second quarter, and I didn't quite think we got enough reward for our tackling. I think may have been a few that had been missed, or and that's pretty tough when you're a young group and you're throwing your body in, you're laying big tackles, and you're not quite getting the reward you may deserve. But you couldn't question their effort, particularly in that second quarter. Obviously, after half time, I mean, it was a bit of a clinic from North Lonnie. I mean, they set up perfect. Their mids know where the ruck's going to tap the footy. I mean, at North Hobart, a lot of centre clearances just lace out for their forwards. So, we've got a lot of work to do, but we as a group are going to stick together.
Yeah, they did find in their forward 50, they did quite often have the time to chip it around. Is that something that needs to be looked at?
Yeah, good call. We absolutely. We spoke at quarter time about it. They assume that the person's going to have a shot from 40 out when, you should be accountable for your man. And whether it's your man or not, you've got to be accountable for the closest player to you. And that's a concentration thing that we weren't happy with, particularly early. Like, you don't assume they're going to have a shot on goal. Like, you've got to be accountable the whole time, and that's just another learning curve. Like, you hear some of the players on field say, "Yeah, I told him so," but we've just got to keep telling them time and time again, so it becomes second nature. And I don't think people realise how blank a canvas we have at this club in terms of these guys. Like, they're only 16 or 17. They haven't played much footy, and we know we've got a lot of work to do, but we're willing to put in the work and make sure that little examples of that don't happen again next year. Yeah,
looking at that second quarter in isolation, you must have been stoked with how well those young guys did take it to what's probably the best side in the competition.
Yeah, I agree. We spoke at halftime and after the game that feeling they had for 5 or 10 minutes where they actually were on top. We want that feeling to become second nature, so it happens all the time. So. It was a good 5 or 10 minutes from our point of view, but obviously you've got to play consistent footy, and at the moment we're just not up to playing consistent footy. But as I said all year, we are in this together, and we're going to stick together, and we're going to make sure that we put things in place that the guys aren't in this position next year.